Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather, bringing you the latest severe weather update this morning, sponsored by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. Folks, may end up needing that today. We are now under a moderate risk for severe weather here in Southern Indiana, which we will look at here in just a minute. So, sure you pause the screen, write that number down, folks. You may end up needing them. All right, yesterday the focus on the severe weather was really more north of US 50 up towards Indianapolis and past. That focus has shifted south, and now southern Indiana, our entire area is sort of underneath of the bullseye for severe weather. Now, it doesn't look like this afternoon will be anything to worry about, but it looks like more of a late evening, probably after 8, 9, maybe even 10 p.m. tonight and on, and lasting into the early overnight hours. That's whenever it looks like our target range for the worst of the activity could end up being. We'll time that out on future radar here in just a minute, but really quickly, let's take a look at the risks. Here's your moderate risk issued by the Storm Prediction Center. It covers almost all of southern Indiana. As you can see, let's take a look at the individuals. Tornado parameters, 5% risk really up here towards more of the central portions of the state, 2% for everyone else here. Here is your wind parameters, and you can see the wind is what the moderate risk is for. Remember, our moderate risk starts at 45%, and it's covering all of us. They've also got the significant hatch in here of where they think the worst of the damaging winds will sort of focus themselves, and you can see sort of right over the bullseye here on southern Indiana. And then, of course, here is your hail parameters as well. Hail not as much of a threat for us, but still there nonetheless. Now, then by tomorrow, the focus shifts to the east. We are still underneath of a slight risk for all of southern Indiana here, but it is just a low end slight risk. The upper end slight risk barely clips it, and this pretty much still stands basically east of I-65 is where I think the best threat for severe weather will be tomorrow, and that looks pretty much remains unchanged. Let's time it out on future radar real quick here for you to get you prepared. Let's take a look at the HER model, our highest resolution model that we have available to us. We actually want to take you through about 4 different future radars today, just to give you an idea of what's going on and give you a different picture. Here's early in the morning activity. That early morning activity dies down. Here's by 2 this afternoon. You can see it's all nothing going on. If you have plans this afternoon, you should just be fine. This radar only goes out to 20 EDT, which would be 8 o'clock tonight. And you can see there it is starting to develop our system back to our west, which will push in. So according to the HER model, it is going to be well after dark before anything moves into the area. Now let's go to our high resolution NAM model, and you can see it's a little bit of a different picture. It's similar but different. Here we go early during the day, and you can see we don't have anything, just maybe some isolated stuff to worry about this afternoon, but certainly outdoor plans today. It's going to be a hot, humid, sticky day again, but nothing overly big to worry about until you get towards tonight. Here we come by 8 o'clock tonight, and you can see, yes, we do have some thunderstorms development starting to go on out here in Illinois and push into the area. It develops it into a pretty hefty chunk of a system and passes it through the area here, and then here we are by early in the morning hours, and it's still going on. Plenty of rain overnight, according to this, to deal with. Now, tomorrow, that focuses to the east. Tomorrow afternoon, the new storms start to blow up down in Kentucky again. East of I-65 is my biggest threat for area for tomorrow. Let's take a look at the WRF NMM. This is another pretty good model that we use. It's a 3.6 kilometer resolution one. A little higher than the high-res NAM, not quite as high as the HER model, but it goes out longer. It goes out to 48 hours. Here we go through the early morning hours, and you see we clear out by the afternoon, but there it is developing. And here's 8 p.m., by the way, and you can see there's an intense system out to our west developing, so you can see it slows the timing down as well. Here's 9 p.m., but moves it pretty fast. Here's 10 p.m., 11 p.m. it's knocking on our doorstep. Let me get back here, and here is midnight, and it's moving it through. All right, so there is that one. And then again tomorrow afternoon, by the way, as we continue on in the future radar, the development again is way out here in Kentucky along the cold front that's already sagged to our south, out here into West Virginia and southern Ohio, so it is all to our west tomorrow. Now, finally, let's take a look at the WRF ARW, which is one of my preferred models. I usually like this, and does a pretty good job handling things. generally speaking. There is that early morning convection that moves through. It wants to hint that there may be just the slightest amount of rain early in the morning move through. This might be overdoing it just a little bit, but we'll have to see. And then here comes the evening times, but by 21 EDT, so this is 9 p.m. tonight, there you've got a pretty intense squall line moving in. So it really looks like this speeds up the timing compared to what some of the others do. And then as it moves through, you can see the bowing nature of this. You can really get the intensity of the winds picked up on this model. If this is right, this could be a very damaging MCC, mesoscale convective complex. Sometimes you'll hear us call it an MCS, mesoscale convective system. It's just, folks, it's not really going to be a squall line so much as it's going to be just sort of a blob of severe storms that move our way. And you can see that very clearly defined here on the WRF ARW model. That moves off and sort of dies out, and then the focus for redevelopment, again, I want you to notice there it is in Kentucky and on again south of us and east of I-65. Best chance tomorrow for severe weather. All right. Very quickly, we have plenty of severe weather parameters and ingredients today. If we just were to take a look at your instability, the numbers are off the chart this evening. Also, we have really good wind parameters as well. Here's the state of Indiana, and you can see 30, 40, even 50 units of bulk shear. Folks, that is plenty enough to get storm development going on today. We already have some of those storms, by the way. If we just go out here to the satellite, you can see we've already got here at 8:03 in the morning, we've already got a severe thunderstorm ongoing up around the Indianapolis area. If we zoom in on it a little bit more, you can see it's plenty of lightning with it. Let me take that off. And early in the day already, you've got 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Hopefully that's not an indication of things to come. There's the warm front that's going to lift through. That's the focus of what this morning storm development really is for us. And you can see these are moving off. We do have some small storms popping up here, but it's not going to be a major thing as it moves through over us. It looks like, again, we stay dry. This warm front over the next 3 or 4 hours will lift through. That's going to raise the dew points. That's going to make it very muggy this afternoon. Then behind that, we've got the cold front to spark off some storms this evening to deal with. And again, some of those storms could be quite severe and quite intense. Moderate risk for severe weather for us today. Keep that in mind, folks. All right, southernindianaweather.com. We're going up to high in the low 90s today. Partly cloudy. Again, isolated thunderstorms this afternoon. Best chance this evening, mostly cloudy. Scattered thunderstorms likely in the evening, lasting into those overnight hours. Some could be severe with damaging winds and very large hail. Even an isolated tornado with that threat looks fairly low overall to me. Sunday, a high temperature around 89, partly cloudy with more scattered thunderstorms. I've only given it a 30% chance tomorrow. Again, best focus east of I-65. Then the cool down begins. 76 Monday, 78 Tuesday, and slight warming into the low 80s the rest of the week. That's not bad. Keep it right here to southernindianaweather.com, folks. I'll have updates throughout the day as needed on Southern Indiana Weather on Facebook, at SouthernINWX on Twitter as well. Folks, we will keep you updated with the latest. Again, it looks like a late evening threat, so it's looking near dark before anything moves in. I would say after 8 p.m. tonight would probably be sort of the sweet zone for when severe weather could be nearing in the area. So any plans you should have other than that today, except for maybe a spotty possible shower or storm, shouldn't be too bad. It's late tonight that we've got to worry about. Keep it right here for the latest. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite for Southern Indiana Weather. Have a great day, folks, and stay safe.